We might be live. We might not be live.
We might be live.
We might be live. We might be.
We might.
This is starting. Stream health.
Starting.
We have stream health. We're streaming healthy. We're good.
Oh,
we're good.
You are live.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
It's happening now.
Good. Pop out chat.
Hopefully. Hey, I think we broke the Game of Thrones curse though, because in the last
we did break
Shuttlecast, we actually were able to talk about Game of Thrones without it destroying the video somehow.
We really did.
We have this curse where every time we try to talk about the show and how we don't like it, I think it's HBO trying to squash us personally. Personally. Okay.
All right.
What's up?
Dun 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 dun. So we just watched Game of Thrones season 8, episode 1, Winterfell.
We did.
And
because a day after everybody else.
So if anything, we're behind.
We're very behind.
And we deserve to have it spoiled for us.
We're having a live stream like a day after it came out, but I don't feel bad about it because I had to work.
What? No, you need to quit your job and just watch Game of Thrones. It's the best show on television. It's the best show on television.
It's not.
It's amazing.
But okay, so let's be fair. So I think we're on record as not being the biggest fans of the show for a while, for a myriad of reasons, not just because when you compare it to the books. Now, taking it on two levels, comparing it to the books, it's pretty terrible as an adaptation. But if you take it on its own, it's very inconsistent and not very good in the later seasons.
Yeah, because
in terms of the writing,
the show in and of itself, people do this thing where they say, "Oh, you're a book fan. Shut up and let's enjoy the show." And it's even the show as it is without the books is bad.
Yeah.
It has inconsistencies within itself.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget the legend. Okay, so the two I always name, because people cannot possibly defend them, are, so why is it that, the show treats, every season kind of like a year, but, little Sam is, still, a baby?
Yeah, Gilly's baby is the same age.
Even though you look at, you compare Bran, so when they recasted Tommen, we kind of just said, whatever. Because they technically didn't say his age. But then you have, Bran, season 1, episode 1, and then you compare him to the latest season, then you compare, fucking Little Sam and how he doesn't age. It's literally, sitcom Full House rules.
It really is.
In a realistic, gritty adult fantasy show.
Realistic.
There's, non-aging babies. And the other thing is, remember how in season 1, Cersei said that she had a black-haired kid? And then in season 5, when they remembered to actually adapt the book, and they forgot the change they made, and they just said that she had 3 kids with, blonde hair, and they never mentioned the black-haired kid again, because they just used it in season 1, because they thought it'd be...
Big oof.
Yeah, it's really, really bad. But yeah, it's inconsistent. But, so I think both of us, you more than me, but we both kind of went into this okay, you got the final season... We're not gonna go in trying to be bitches.
Yeah, I wanted to go in with my heart open, my mind open, because because on average, I'd say I like most of Game of Thrones, the show.
I'd say probably 40%.
So
at this point,
because me going in, I'm oh, maybe it. And if I'm distracted, because I'm posting the link everywhere. But if I'm, because I do like most of it, so I'm going in you know what? Maybe season 7 was a oof. Maybe 5 and 6, the inconsistencies and the problems were just them trying to figure out how to adapt without adapting because they're off the book now. Even though they weren't, they had 2 books to adapt, and they could have easily done 3 seasons of just those 2 books and then moved on to what could have been after that, but whatever. So, I mean, I was hopeful. It's sort of our thing with Westworld, where Westworld took a break for a year, and we thought it was to get really good.
And it got worse.
And then it got worse.
Yes.
Game of Thrones, I will say this: season 7 and season 8, consistent in its terribleness.
Yeah.
It didn't get worse.
No. No. So far it's I would say at its best it was about its season 5 levels of quality. There's certain bits where it was about season 5 levels of quality.
Yeah, because season 5 is when it starts to go downhill.
But season 7 is when kind of everyone was like, yeah, this doesn't make sense. We're just watching this for tits and dragons, right? I like how Ian McShane totally called out the show, and then like way before like anybody would say anything about it. But anyway, yeah. So like, overall thoughts on this episode though? What like it was pretty. It was not great, but it wasn't god awful by any means.
It wasn't god awful.
There wasn't anything like stupid in it, like beyond like we have to create tension with Daenerys being like an outsider.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing is just Daenerys being a pompous bitch as always.
When she really shouldn't be. Yeah.
Like, oh, we're scared about these dragons. How will we feed them? What do they eat? They eat whatever they want. Get them away.
Yeah.
Like, what does that mean? They eat whatever they want.
Well, it's because the Dan and Dave style of writing is this. And I want to remind you all, I think probably the moment when I thought the episode was going to like be trash garbage, the worst I've ever seen, is the first lines are like eunuch jokes.
So yeah, it opens with the eunuch joke.
Which those have gotten really bad.
Yeah.
Like really goddamn terrible over the last few seasons. But the fact that that's the first line of dialogue is really pissed me. Like that was the angriest I got. Like
I'm angry for fans as well. Like you waited like 500 some odd days for the new episode, and the first line is Tyrion making fun of.
At least your bowls won't freeze off. It's like it's really funny. Because what I'm saying is like Dan and Dave have like this is their writing style. They do 3 things. 1, they do sex or eunuch jokes. 2, they put in cocksucker or like a lot of like swear words for the Hound.
Yeah.
Or like 3, they have people do like those clap back like smart comments like, oh, they eat whatever they want.
I'm going to break the wheel.
I'm going to break the wheel. Proceeds to like keep the monarchy alive.
Yeah, proceeds to be part of the wheel.
You know, they just have these like tropes that they just don't like. They don't know how to stray from because they're so bored with the material. They're just like literally like have the cruise control on at this point.
It is. It feels like it's just like, all right, then we have to have the Jon riding the dragon scene. We have to have Arya and Jon meet up. Check. We have to have Jon realize his heritage. Check for the 3rd time. We have to have. I love that they do this scene 3 different times. They do the Tower of Joy scene. And they do Sam and Bran talking, and then they do Sam telling Jon.
Well, it's funny because the way they kind of played the Bran and Sam finding out was it's almost like it was kind of a reveal, but in season 5 they very clearly were like he's the son of Rhaegar, but because they don't have Rhaegar in the show, he's not a character. He's just a guy in a Viserys wig.
He is.
You know, since Rhaegar's not a character and we never get those pointless flashbacks and prophecies of Rhaegar saying shit, and like you get an idea of what his character is. Like since we don't get that, it's like, well, you know what I mean? But
I do. I'm just like the show hurts me.
Yeah, I think I never got like really angry after like that eunuch. The eunuch joke in the beginning literally like made me like shout like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then afterwards, I kind of calmed down and went, "Wait, this is par for the course. Like, I'm not gonna get mad." And then, like, we'll try to go through it because I don't remember all the order of the scenes. But
neither do I. But I mean, like,
here's the weirdest part. This is when I was kind of just like, "What the fuck?" Because like we thought they were doing something cool.
Yeah.
So in the opening, you get this shot of this kid like in Winterfell, like observing the Unsullied, and you're like getting it from his POV, and he's climbing stuff, and so it's like, oh, it's a parallel to Bran.
And we thought we were doing like maybe they're doing like a George
R. R. Martin prologue,
prologue thing, and then
so they're doing this parallel to Bran, and then she runs past Arya, and then it's just from Arya's point of view of her watching everybody come in. I'm like, was that a POV switch? Like, I don't get why the kid was necessary.
Like clearly somebody wanted to do a bit of the kid seeing the people come. And then after that, they were like, but we have to get back on the plot.
Yeah, and it's weird that, like, Bran's at Winterfell, but they don't just use him to do the parallel. Like, he could be in the wheelchair watching them come in, and then he looks up at the tower where he fell. Because that's at the end. That's the end. It's weird they didn't do that.
It could have been cool if instead of cutting the Arya, it could have cut the Bran. And
you have Bran, and then you just show the flashback of him climbing, and then he just, like, does a, like, kind of dramatic face, and it's like, oh, maybe he does still feel shit. You know, and you like set that up.
Or even like just showing like the kid climbing and Bran like clutches his like.
Yeah, Bran like kind of rubs his leg or something. That would have been really good.
That would have been good.
But Arya's the fan favorite character.
Arya sucks.
Okay.
I hate to break it to you guys. Arya sucks.
Arya was kind of fine in this episode. She was
of.
just completely inconsistent with her character for the last 2 seasons because she was a fucking psycho in the last one who like enjoyed like the suffering of her victims, and now she's like, no, I'm doing this for family.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, what?
Remember, and then
But you wanted to kill Sansa last season.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was just to fool Littlefinger. Oh, that was never on screen. I'm sorry.
Also, like, no one's taught about Littlefinger at all. They've just been like, oh yeah, I guess we killed him, but
Yeah, it doesn't matter, dude. What did he actually do? Like, he is like, oh, like, he did all this shit in, like, season 1 through 3, and then he kind of just fucked around with Sansa and killed Lysa, and that's about it. Waymar Royce, you know, he's just...
Yeah, I love all the scene. There's one bit where, like, Tyrion walks in, and he looks at Waymar Royce,
and Sansa.
And Sansa, and he's like, we have to talk. And then, like, Waymar turns to Sansa as if, like, she's about to leave, and then he leaves, and I'm like, what is Waymar Royce not get a scene?
Well, because Tyrion was there at the Vale with Waymar Royce, so you'd think, because it's Tyrion, and we always have to make everyone apologize to him, because he's the perfect character and has never done anything wrong. Like, he does that thing where Sansa's like, oh, I'm sorry about leaving, so I'm surprised he didn't go, Waymar, you were going to have me executed falsely in the Vale. And it's just like, and he's just like, I don't give a fuck, Mr. Lannister. And he's like, Waymar Royce, you need to go, and I made a joke about how you're fat or something.
I do like that Sansa basically made fun of Tyrion's character.
Yeah.
Because after, like, they got out of book territory, Tyrion just goes...
He has no character arc.
He has no character arc because they cut it out.
Like, the character arc that he has, I think, over the last, like, 5 through 7 is... Daenerys is kind of fucking crazy, and she doesn't listen to me, which isn't fair, because I'm really smart, so she should just listen to me. And then it's like, no, you need to let her, like, make mistakes, and, like, all you can do is offer your advice. It's like, I guess you're right, Varys. You don't have a character arc either. You know, it's like...
You don't have balls or a character arc.
Or character arc. I don't know which is worse. And they'd be like...
Why must you always make fun of my balls? That's all he said this episode.
And like, the whole thrust of this episode, besides the Army of the Dead, is... So Daenerys is the queen, and Northerners don't like outsiders. And they make a point of the first scene, Daenerys looking arrogant as her dragons scare everyone. And I'm like, shouldn't you be, like, portraying, like, I am here to protect you?
Yeah.
And, like, these dragons are going to save you from, like, the apocalypse?
Like, it'll be okay, everyone.
But no, she smirks and, like, smugly smiles as, like, the dragons fly over. And everyone's, like, rightfully freaked out. And she's just kind of like...
Got him, and
I'm like,
what
wait,
the fuck?
They've never done anything to you. Why are you arrogant about this? It makes no sense.
Also, because that's like Daenerys's whole character is, I'm not getting what I want. I have dragons. Fuck you. I'm the queen, and it's like, I hate it. She's such an arrogant little bitch. Yeah. For no good reason whatsoever.
Yeah, well, she's arrogant, but then like when it comes to Jon, she's just like, oh, I'm totally in love with you. And it's like, oh, okay. Alright.
And when it comes to Jon, she's all like, oh, Jon. Oh, you're so great. Oh my god. I want to be in this little cave for 1,000 years with you. Like,
it's really weird. It's like...
Remember Ygritte? Do you remember Ygritte, Jon?
No, like, it's really weird because, like, you can say it's inconsistent, but I think they're just, like, oh, look how complex it is that she's, like, head over heels for Jon, even though, like... And then it's and also like is just like tyrannically like oppressing her will on the populace.
What was the bit where she was talking to Jon about how Sansa didn't like her and she's like, I'm the queen, she must respect me or else, and then like something happens.
She was the one offering disrespect. Yes.
Yeah. Well, because Sansa's like, okay, that's cool. How do we feed everybody?
And then Daenerys just glibly like remarks stuff, and it's like this is a delicate diplomatic.
She's just
situation.
being pithy for no good reason. Like,
yeah.
Sansa's like, no, legitimately on like a logistical level, how do I feed dragons?
I'm the Lady of Winterfell. I actually have responsibilities. You kind of just go wherever and get whatever you want.
Like,
you know,
I know you rely on Tyrion to do everything for you, but like, no how.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they had 3 scenes of people going, Sansa doesn't like Daenerys very much, and it's like, yeah. And people were just kind of like, well, she should. She just doesn't know you. And they just went over that information like again and again and again. It's like, we get it.
This episode also had a lot of like, oh, look at all these characters meeting back up again. Yay. Scenes.
Yeah.
Like Arya seeing like, oh, it's Jon. Oh, no, it's the Hound. Oh, it's Gendry.
Yeah.
Why? I'm so...
Arya was kind of the POV character, but not really. It's like they were thinking about writing like a POV of like Arya meet, like, cause so let's imagine like the Winds of Winter, there's like a chapter where Arya like meets up with everybody, and like it's cool because it's like, oh, look, it's her POV of meeting everybody, and then it's like, and then they were thinking about that, and then they were like, yeah, but like it's a Game of Thrones episode, so we can't do that, but like everybody loves her, so we're gonna like keep those scenes in, you know what I mean? But you know,
also like I feel like a problem with how Game of Thrones for a while is that like I feel like people like when characters meet up again or have a conversation or talking about a certain thing, they don't like just actually have a conversation.
no,
I feel like everybody just says like kind of cool lines at each other, and then we cut to the next scene. Like I feel like no one has an actual like discussion of like Arya's like, hey, you're alive, you were stabbed in the heart, and like how'd you survive? John's like, I didn't, and then Arya never asks him like, what does that mean? She
just hugs him, which I know I offered to you, like, well, she's been with the Faceless Men, so she got, I mean, hey, remember how Arya got stabbed like 5 times in the stomach and fell into shit water and lived, and there was no problem? She just had a few stitches and then ran and didn't break her stitches. And then Jon, like, he gets stabbed like a few more times than that, and then he's fine. Well, I mean, he got brought back. Sorry, my point is he died, but she did not die.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, I guess in her mind, she's like, oh, well.
But even against that, like, every scene feels like there's, like, characters are spitting lines to one another that sound kind of cool.
Yeah.
That vaguely talk about the plot, and then no one actually has I think the few times he actually had a discussion was with Sam. Like, Sam actually had conversations with people.
Sam, in the scene, like, with Daenerys, was, like, the only time in the episode where you're like...
I felt something.
Where you're like, oh, I felt like John Bradley's, like, fucking acting his ass off. Even though they did the joke of, oh, at least my brother inherited, and it's like, oh, but he died too. And
but even then, he's still crying, and it's great.
That was a good scene.
I will say that, like, Sam's probably the most consistent character throughout.
I don't know if that's true.
I'd say so.
Because there's bits where he's, like, really, like... I don't think that's true.
I feel like his plot is, like, more, like... Whenever that cuts to a Sam scene, any season it is, I'm like, yay, a Sam scene. And I don't know why. It's just, like, I feel like he's more, like... He has a goal, and he's going for it. Even though he's teleporting and Gilly's baby doesn't age, like...
I don't like what they do with Gilly. I think literally, like, her only purpose is just to be conflict in his character arc, because she doesn't really have any.
Yeah. But John Brown is a good actor.
He's a good actor. There's a lot of good actors in this, though.
there were a lot of good actors in this.
Like, even though Nikolai Coster-Waldau has to, like, do this dramatic, it's me!
Yeah.
I like how none of the, like, Cersei's just the blondest Lannister. Is it the point of that, like, the blonder you are, like, the more evil you are? Or something like that?
Maybe?
I don't know.
That's, you know what? Good point. I didn't actually think about that.
But let's, so...
Can I hit you with a small thing?
Yeah.
Can you tell me where Ghost is?
I don't know! Where is Ghost? Why are the direwolves never on screen? Oh, because you need that CGI for dragons? Because people don't watch the show for direwolves, they watch it for dragons. I don't know where Ghost is. No. I like how they did the joke of, like, the Umber kid is, like, the inheritor of House Umber, and then basically they do, like, they just do, like, literally just to set up the edgy, like, creepy ending scene, they were like, oh, look at this kid who inherited House Umber. You go to Last Hearth where nothing bad will happen. It's like, oh, we're going to Last Hearth. I don't think we've ever really been there before. And then, like, just leads to the end where the kid's dead on the wall.
The moment we saw Last Hearth in the retro,
I was like, oh, it's getting destroyed.
We were both like, it's dying. Yeah, no, it's done.
It was by Last Hearth. Like, okay.
Oh, they made the joke in the opening where, like, it's an all new opening and they go inside the places now, and it's because there's less locations overall.
There's less locations, yeah.
So you can't, like, show them all.
Although I will say they did put effort into the titles, actually designing the. Well, because sometimes they don't. I mean, like, they do, but it's like this was like actually like, oh, you had to like go inside and like design the whole interior, whereas like sometimes they're like, and here's Sunspear for 3 seconds, and it just like goes away, and you're like, oh, okay,
bye. You're gonna say something though.
No. I was trying to think back to like what like some of the events were in like the plot, because
so
everybody who was on the wall survived. We don't see like how they get away from the army. They on foot. Because the army was coming through the wall, which means if you're going away from the wall, the army is, like, right next to you.
But as we've seen, you can survive the army walking right by you, as Sam did.
In season 2,
Yeah.
which was one of the first things in the show that was, like, really weird.
Yeah.
I remember, like, when I was first watching through the show, I was like, why didn't he just turn him into a white? And then there was all these theories about, like, well, because, like, for some reason Sam's, like, important. And it's like, no, that's not what it is. They literally just wanted a cool shot.
Sam died.
It's because it was weird. I don't think they, like, thought of, like, oh, well, we could just cut to a shot of them doing shit without anybody there. Or something. But this episode had a few bits that were kind of good, like the John Bradley bit.
Yeah, both of the Sam scenes were good.
I liked I don't think it'll be paid off well, but the tease of the ending with Bran and Jamie is a nice parallel to the end of, because it's like the first episode of season 8. It's like, oh well, the last shot is of those two characters. Like,
yeah.
I just wish the opening had strongly reinforced, like, oh, Bran's like thinking about the tower because he knows Jamie's gonna be here soon. You know, because he clearly knew he was gonna be there because he was waiting for him.
Yeah, which is good. I do enjoy Bran actually being more of like, hey, I'm a fucking all-knowing wizard, guys. FYI.
Yeah.
Whereas before it was like,
I kind of like that scene with John where he's like, "You're a man," and he's like, almost not quite.
Yeah. I like how they're like, oh, we're reunioning, and Bran's like, the wall fell, your
hey,
dragon's
the wall
a zombie.
Fell, the dragon's zombie, Night King's coming, you're all gonna die.
And I'm like, oh, thanks.
And then everyone's like, oh shit, you're right.
Though I hate Bran though. So much.
I don't hate him. I think they just fucked his character.
They fucked him so hard.
They kept him out for a season, then he comes back, and then in the season after that he just becomes like a robot. With no real scene establishing the moment when he turns.
He just is.
He just is. Like, it just happens off screen, and then you're like, oh, okay.
I like John's response to finding out that Bran's a robot. He was just sort of like...
He kind of just goes...
What the fuck?
Walks away.
Yeah, that's really good.
Because you're right, because, like, characters don't, like, ask, like, the real questions.
Yeah.
They kind of just, like, accept shit and move on, and it's not because, like, they're in a time crunch, because clearly they're, like, just going, like, flying dragons to, like, a waterfall where they talk about sex, so they're clearly not... They're not... Like, okay, so I know the argument. Oh, well, they know that they might face death, so, like, when you face death, like, you want to feel alive, and so, like, they're gonna, like, want to have sex, but that's not how they're playing it. They're not playing it as if they're scared.
Yeah.
They're playing it as if, like, isn't it fun we rode dragons? Like, oh, the end of the world's coming, isn't it great?
Because there's no, like, because, yeah, people just don't ask questions, like, hey, Bran, are you okay? What happened to you? Hey, Arya, where have you been this whole time? Hey, the Hound, how did you live when I left you for fucking dead and you were bleeding out on the side of a rock?
Yeah.
Hey, Gendry, what have you been up to when you've been gone?
They just say some clever lines.
They have some clever lines, and then they say the plot. They do the plot scene, and they move on. There's no, like... Because Arya and Gendry meet up again after all this time, and they kind of talk about how she's a lady. He makes a good axe. She has Valyrian steel. Hey, Gendry made this for me. Okay, thanks, bye. No, like, oh my god, where have you been? Are you okay? What's been happening? Like,
yeah, I thought they, like, literally were selling you to torture and death.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like, and like, you know how, like, earlier in the show when she took Beric, Thoros, and Melisandre off her list because they intersected that plot scene that wasn't in the books of Melisandre taking Gendry, and so they had to have Arya add them to the list, but then they dropped that because they didn't know if they were bringing the Brotherhood back. And then now that Gendry, like, now would have been the time to have her go, oh, you're alive? I guess they don't have to be on my list anymore.
Or, hey, Gendry, they took you away. What happened? Are you okay?
They could have made a joke about leeches on my dick and how she raped me.
Yeah.
Because they like making jokes about men getting raped. Oh.
Where's Melisandre?
I don't know!
Did she...
I was looking at... Because what happened, like, last season, she was... No.
She left for a shy.
She left for a shy. She said,
I have to die on this land, so I'll be back. I remember that now. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. So they're
okay, show. All right.
No. Literally what they're doing is, like, they're going to have her just show up with, like, 10, like, Ashai wizards, and they're going to use, like, fireballs at the army. Like, that's... You know that's what's going to happen. Or, like, shadow babies will, like, fly out of their vaginas and stab, like, the Night King or some shit. And it's like, oh, this is really bad. But she'll show up in, like, the second to last episode. That'll be the cliffhanger at the second to last episode is Melisandre shows up.
Yeah, we're calling it now.
Ashai wizards.
Is that Melisandre's going to show up...
Or she'll have some mystical, like, Ashai, like, relic that allows her to, like, fuck the army of the dead or something.
Allow her to teleport, even?
Well, no, that's just a power that everybody in this universe has.
No, but it'll be the explanation for it.
And then retroactively it affected the time stream.
Yeah.
So that's why
Obviously.
that's why time is a construct.
Obviously. It's how in one episode you're able to go from Dragonstone, King's Landing, up to the Wall.
Also, let's talk about the Greyjoys real quick.
No, I was hoping we keep, like, King's Landing for last. We would just keep that, like, its own little bubble.
But you owe me one, not for saving your skin for the 10th time.
9th time. That business and
escape
pod doesn't count.
Business and escape pod doesn't count. Yeah, like, what else? Like, Sansa's rightfully, like, not trusting this queen who has been known to burn men alive at the drop of a hat.
She has, like, a shit-eating grin and has 2 dragons. I'd fucking hate her, too. In fact, I do.
Yeah, no, Sansa is the like, for once, in this episode, Sansa actually, like, gets credit.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, no, Sansa is the smartest person, like, I know. And, like, they're saying shit like, oh, Sansa, like, you survived, and, like, so you're clearly, like, better than all these people. And I'm like, you're right. I'm just wish that you had not treated her like an annoyance this whole time. Because I feel like there's this weird thing of Dan and Dave, like, saying, oh, because Sansa was naive in the earlier seasons, she deserved her punishment, but now she's good because she suffered. And that's a really, like, kind of
bullshit.
It's a really kind of weird implication.
It's bullshit.
But, yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. Jon finds out that he's the son of Rhaegar and Lyanna. He has, like, a moment of crisis, and then it's kind of over.
And again, the problem with the show is when it's writing is that no one actually talks
Jon
about
doesn't
it.
question, like, how the fuck did this happen?
Yeah, how the
fuck did I get born between them and, like, Ned found me and, like, how, like, can you explain this to me?
Like,
but he doesn't. And
because you even could have been, like, you could even have, like, Sam be like, hey, listen, Jon, let's go back up to, like, your study, we'll sit down and we'll talk about it. And then we just cut away. Because then for the show watchers, it'd be like, oh, well, I saw the Tower of Joy scene.
Right.
You talked about this before. Jon just isn't going to be caught up with all the stuff that I know, but I don't have to see it.
Theoretically, though, that's their last scene. So, like, next episode, they could do that.
Yeah.
It's just weird because that's, like,
that's
how the show is.
It's very bizarre because, like, people just don't discuss what they should be discussing. Like, okay, my dad's Rhaegar. How?
But then they always explain the things you don't have to explain, like, oh, remember when, like, back in the, like, so the one time when Gendry, like, called her milady and they didn't explain that, oh, hey, remember how you used to call me that? I was like, oh, wow, like, subtle writing for once. Like, you didn't have to explain, like,
that felt really good.
I was like, oh, you actually, like, trusted someone to, like, know, like, what they were talking about. Because
someone's wondering, I am indeed popping drugs right now because this show is killing me.
Yeah, and some killers. I don't know what else happened in Winterfell and the North.
That's on camera.
Shit. Like, Bran stared at people because that's what he does.
Bran stared at people.
Yeah.
I guess that was. I hate Bran so much. Nothing happened in this episode.
Well, yes. You could have paced it a bit better because it was all kind of reunions. And then in the last bit of it, it's like, oh, let's go to Last Hearth. And then also, like, the King's Landing stuff, like, plot kind of advanced.
Okay, I guess, alright. Okay.
We gotta get to King's Landing.
Okay, let's talk about King's Landing.
Okay, so... okay. All right.
We're here now, and it's like.
So it cuts to King's Landing, and then Cersei's surrounded by, like, her Queen's Guard, and they all look like the Mountain now for no fucking reason. And it's weird. They were all, like, the same height, and I was very confused. I thought they were implying that Qyburn made, like, more mountains. For like half a sec, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But they're all the same height. They all have the Mountains outfit now, which is just funny to me. And I forget what the first, like, Qyburn is there, and she's, like, saying, like, oh, we have the Iron Fleet and the Golden Company. And then they have this weird bit where they talk about, like, because it's, like, lore from the Golden Company, they have elephants.
No.
Cersei's just, like, bitching that they... Okay, what?
You missed something important.
What?
Qyburn's like, terrible news, my queen. The wall's been broken.
Good. And it's like, why would you want that? Why is Cersei, like, okay.
That's like being like, Cold War, America, 19 whatevers. Mr. President, the Russians just launched some nukes. Good.
No, that's not fair. That's not fair.
That's
no,
fair.
it's like, oh, Russia just obliterated Africa. Good. What? How does that help you? That is a negative thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's not happening to you directly, but it's gonna come. It's gonna affect you later when the radiation sweeps into your coast. You know what I mean? Good. It's like, wait, what the fuck? Because like they're doing this thing where like Cersei's like, oh, look how evil she is, because she is gonna turn, her army is gonna turn on the other army, and then like, oh, but if you had just teamed up, you could have beaten the army of the dead.
So elephants.
They do this bit where I think it's Dan and Dave literally like breaking the fourth wall, like, oh, we didn't have the budget for elephants. Like, either they're doing that or they're trying to make you think there won't be elephants, and then there will be, because like, the whole thing is the Golden Company is known for, like, you know, having elephants, I guess. And so... And so in this episode, they have to, like, justify, like, why there are no elephants. And then they have this, like, bit where Cersei, like, repeatedly says, like, man, I really wanted elephants. Damn, you know, if you only had elephants. And they're like, yeah, well, you know, it didn't work out. Then there's this, like, brilliant Chad of the Golden Company.
Yeah, I named him Chad Lannister.
At
first, because he had a Lannister gold outfit.
But that's just them reusing the costume for the Golden Company.
But that's just that. And he looks like a Lannister because he's blonde. But he's apparently, like, foreign, even though it looks like he's, like, Chad from, like, Maine. Like, he's just, like, a dude who played football in high school. Like, he looks, like, so fucking normal. And I have one question. I have one fucking question for Dan Benioff and Dave Weiss. Why the fuck wasn't that Dario Naharis?
I don't know!
Why? Like, you could have easily done the plot of, oh, Dario couldn't handle leading Marine.
Yeah.
Fucked off, joined the Golden Company again, gets hired by Cersei and is like, oh, I know how I can win back my love. I don't know how I can win back Daenerys.
Cersei can say, like, oh, well, she's, like, with Jon Snow, and he's like, I'm gonna go kill him.
Yeah,
you know
like,
what I mean? Like, something.
Anything but Chad.
Anything but Chad of the Golden Company. Yeah, it's so weird, because, like, that's such an easy plot to, like, that. I mean, it's not like complex writing. It's not there will be blood or anything, but, like, it's not like, you know. Also,
so I have the.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting track of what the plot is, but
yeah,
all the way through, but. You would think that, like, it's basic storytelling, but it's like, hey, remember how you were setting Dario up all those years, and now he's just, like, some guy she fucked, and he has no purpose on the plot?
He's just gone.
He's just gone. Like, it's like, where did he go? I guess, like, you know, whatever.
It would have been awesome. He's gone for a whole season. It would have been like fucking Barristan.
Yeah.
Or, like, he shows up in another plot, and he's, I'm here now, and it's like, oh shit, what's gonna happen?
And then he's there talking...
I'm fine with characters teleport if it's been a season.
Well, no, because the seasons, we don't even know how long those are anyway. So it's a season's different than, like, within episodes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Euron and Chad are talking to Cersei, and then she complains about the elephants, then Chad leaves, and, like...
Did you forget the scene where Euron and Yara are talking about...
Oh, I did forget that scene. So Euron basically has a scene where he sits next to Yara and goes, we're the only Greyjoys in the world, that's why I haven't killed you.
The only one with balls anyway.
With balls anyway, because we had to throw another eunuch joke in, and then he's like... Oh yeah, all my crew are mutes because we remembered that from the books.
And the flag. And the
flag, they remember to put the red eye on it instead of just And then also, he basically just says like, yeah, so C's lonely. There's no one to talk to, and then he just fucks off. And it's like, what was the point of that scene?
Like, I'm gonna go fuck the queen. Bye.
Oh, okay, yeah, it was the setup to I'm gonna fuck the queen.
It was the setup. They set it up like so many fucking times. It's like, all Euron
but
does.
It's because the audience is dumb, so they will... Like, Euron's such an inconsistent character, they're not going to remember what his motivation... Does he want to fuck Daenerys? Does he want to fuck Cersei?
I did compare him, though, to the wrestler Baron
Corbin.
Baron Corbin, yeah.
He is Baron Corbin.
He's Baron Corbin.
He's like a dick.
He's an asshole. He's
an
arrogant.
asshole. So Chad and Euron are talking with Cersei. Chad leaves, and Euron basically says, like, hey, I don't want to wait till after a war's over to fuck you. Because wars take a while. And she's like, but we clearly agreed that it was going to be after the war. He's like, yeah, but, like, my dick's hard. And she's like...
You have to earn...
And she's like, no, you were disrespectful. I will kill you. I've killed men for less. Yeah, but I'm really good, and I'm great in bed. And then, like...
Cersei's like, listen, I'm a queen. You have to earn me.
You have to earn me. And then, like, 5 seconds later, she just turns and, like, stares at him, and he's like, that means I get to nut in it tonight. And then just... It's like... Then he nuts in her. And then it's like... in your belly. And she's just kind of like...
And she's like, you're the most arrogant man I ever met.
I like that. No, she's just like, good.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
It's
like,
really...
Cersei's not consistent.
No, dude.
Like,
she's not. Like, in last season, she was like the Dark Queen of the Sith.
Yeah.
And now she's like, I guess I'll like submit to this guy's dick because I need his fleet. And it's like, but...
It's because Lena Headey saw that in the script Jerome Flynn got to fuck 3 whores, and she was like, I need to fuck somebody.
I don't think that's true. Not at all.
Speaking of Bronn, though...
And then it cuts to Bronn.
Fucking Bronn! I hate you so much!
And it cuts to Bronn, and of course, because it's Game of Thrones, we have to have, like, a scene with naked women. And there's 3 of them. And, like, they kind of were, like, playing it more for comedy at first, which was kind of cool. In some way, I like the pay. I think the better joke was when Qyburn said that one of them is gonna die of the pox.
That was hilarious.
That was actually like the best joke in the whole episode. That was really good. I'm gonna give you that.
Was followed by Bronn being like,
he's like, which girl? Because he like probably like sleeps with them on a regular basis.
Yeah.
But he's telling the scene about how I shot a dragon, and then they won't stop talking about the dragons and other men being hurt by the dragons, and then Qyburn. Okay, so then there's this weird scene. That's weird just because, like, it kind of seems like something George might do, but not with Bronn. Not at all, because, like, Bronn, But Qyburn comes in and basically tells Bronn, so, Jaime fucked you over, not Cersei. Even though, like, you saved Jaime's life last season and decided that, like, the bag of gold wasn't worth it, and you went up against a dragon. But now, he's fucked off and left you here, and like he did the stuff to you, not Cersei. And so Cersei will give you like chests of gold, and then I'm gonna give you the crossbow that Tyrion used to kill Tywin, which was Joffrey's crossbow too. So it's kind of like the sword in Curse of the Black Pearl, where like no, I'm serious. Where it go and like but the Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy, where like the sword that Will makes for Norrington gets passed through like a bunch of different people. So like this crossbow is going through all these different people. And, like, Bronn, I guess because he's a good shot, because he fired the bolt to hit the dragon, they're like, oh, well, the crossbow is...
He also did do the Blackwater thing. He shot the...
Yes, that's right, he did do that. I totally forgot that for a sec.
Hero of the Blackwater.
They set that up. He's a good shot. But, then Qyburn just gives him the crossbow and says, well, I mean, like, what does he say? He's like, she rewarded, what was his justification? Like, so she rewarded someone for this, and so imagine what she'll do.
Like, imagine what she'll do with the man who kills his traitorous brothers.
And then I think you said, she'll say, thank you for killing the traitors, also you must die.
No, it was like, oh, you killed members of the royal family, you're dead now.
But they're not. They're excommunicado.
But the safe face should be like, oh, they're my brothers even.
Oh, he's, yeah, sure. Yeah. Sure. But it's just like I'm very interested to see where that plotline is going to go, because is it literally going to be Bronn points the crossbow at Jaime or Tyrion and then is like, oh, I can't do this. Puts the crossbow down. Oh, okay. Or is he actually going to, like, do it?
Bronn will show up with a crossbow. Then he'll see a white and go, fuck this.
Yeah, he'll do something like that.
And it's like, oh, yay, Bronn's a good guy.
Even though they did that, like, the last, I don't know, every time we've seen him.
Bronn's going to kill the Night King.
That would be so fucking funny. Like, he just puts a Valyrian steel, like, arrow and just goes, fuck you.
I hate
No. I know what's gonna happen. So they're gonna have Sandor kill him, and then he's gonna say a callback to his famous line. He's gonna stab the Night King with a fire sword and go, fuck the king. Because he's the Night King. I would actually, like, go, you know what? Sure. Do it.
So, yeah.
They have Arya fight the Mountain, and then he fights the Night King. That's how they'll subvert your expectations. It makes total sense.
And then we have Theon show up.
Yeah, so there's no establishing shots. We literally just cut to, like, a guy getting hit in the head with an arrow, and then he falls, and then we're on a boat. And I'm like, okay, what the fuck's happening?
I'm pretty sure there's a shot of the boat.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there was.
It's, like, real close up on that boat. You can't tell
where it is.
It's
It's a dark boat, too.
It's a dark boat. You don't know whose boat it is.
That could have been any boat.
That could have been any boat. And I know, like, the whole idea is, like, well, only Euron has all the boats, because that's his thing. Because he's Jack Sparrow.
Only Euron has all the boats.
Only Euron has all the boats. But I still... No, there was not... Like, they didn't have an establishing shot of Yara chained up and then cut outside and then have them rescue her.
Yeah.
So it just cuts, and I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? And then it's just like, oh, we freed Yara, and then they immediately just she's gonna go sail somewhere that the dead can't reach, and she'll just show up at the ending because of course she will.
Yeah, because
and then Theon's
we have a theory that between seasons they finally read A Feast for Crows finally.
God.
And I'm like, oh yeah, he has a ship full of mutes. He has the red eye banner. Oh fuck.
God.
And it's just bad. But we did forget one crucial thing.
I don't know if that's true.
Jon rode a dragon.
That's not that crucial.
It was so cool though.
They literally could have just saved the moment when he gets on the dragon for when like a dangerous moment happens and he's like, "Oh, I'm scared to do this."
No, but it was so cute seeing like Jon Snow being all like,
Look,
"Ooh, dragon."
That would have been. I get it. It's fan service. It's cute, but like the dead are coming. Like if this had been any other time, yes, but the dead are coming.
No, who cares? It's dragons and they're so cute. Jon and Dany are so cute though.
What was with that comedic scene where Jon was gonna fuck Dany and the dragon was like staring at him? It was very weird. I don't know what was that trying to say? Was that trying to say that like the dragon's like, you better not break her heart or I'll kill you? Or was it saying like, oh, this is hot, you should keep going? The expression on his face, I was literally like, is the dragon like psychically linked with him and gonna feel like the dick going in or something? Like, I don't know what's happening. Or I don't know if the dragon's just...
That's some Wheel of Time shit. That's some like Ice and Die Water shit.
That's what I'm saying.
I can see it.
I don't know. It was a very weird comedic scene.
It was very cute.
Also, Tyrion was like pointless, as always.
Tyrion just sucks.
He literally just like says shit. And then they have that one monologue about like young people respect old people to keep us at a distance because they don't want to think about becoming old. And I'm like, that has nothing to do with it. That doesn't make sense.
And then we also have like Tyrion, like I think like when I first watched it, when I was watching, I thought that like he was lying to the Starks about how Cersei's gonna come with an army.
Right,
and because the way he said it, it was like a bad lie. And I think I said to you, oof, Tyrion, you're better lying than that. Like, you're a way better liar.
No, but it seems like he actually thought.
And then later on, it's revealed that he actually believes that, and I'm like, it makes me wonder if like, if Peter Dinklage, while he was acting the first scene, thought, oh, of course I'm lying.
And they were like, no.
But they already shot it.
Well, no, that's because that happens. That's evident. Like in the last season, they're like, yes, you guys like don't trust each other, and you want to kill each other.
Arya and Sansa. And
then like no, and then they were telling, and then they were like, oh yeah, like there was a scene where they were plotting to trick Littlefinger, even though there were scenes where he wasn't possibly around and could never hear them or see them.
Mm-hmm.
So they were just doing it when he wasn't around, so it didn't make sense.
Yep.
But they cut them from the show anyway, so it doesn't make sense no matter what you do. So, oof. But yeah, and then Euron fucks Cersei, and we get this scene of...
You could say that he fucks the queen.
He fucks the queen. And we get this scene of, like, literally him just asking about, like, her past, like, sex life, and it's really weird. Like, Euron Greyjoy is like, so did I fuck you really good, mommy? And she's just like, you were pretty good.
Was my pee-pee good?
He was like, was my pee-pee good? And she's like, yeah, you were pretty good, man. Like, he was so, like, not Chad. Like, dude, Chad of the Golden Company would be, like, such a better, like, but better lay than him. But, but it was just a very odd scene. Like, I never thought, like, if I had read A Feast for Crows, and then you told me, there's gonna be a scene where Euron Greyjoy has sex with Cersei Lannister, and then he's gonna ask her, like, about her, like, if he was as good in bed as Robert Baratheon and Jaime Lannister, I would go, I do not believe this would ever exist.
Yeah.
Like, this is such a nutty
and Cersei's into it.
Yeah.
She's into it.
She's into the sex, but she's like, oh, I don't want to have a kid. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even though if she had another kid, the prophecy would effectively be fucked.
The prophecy's already fucked. She had a kid before that.
Yeah, but let's, like, ignore that for the sake of, like...
No, I'm not gonna. I can't.
Let's give them one gimme and just say, like, okay. Never mind. No, but I think that's the last... Is that the last Euron scene?
That's the last Euron scene.
Yeah,
because the next scene in that area is Yara being rescued.
Yes. So overall, like, not a whole lot happened.
For some reason, between seasons, Dolores Ed grew a beard. even though like the wall was broken like yesterday, and they're in the show.
Okay, let's talk about this. Okay, no. So this is where it's weird. So I don't know if like what they're saying is, and this is literally like right after the wall got broken, because like you can apparently like get to Winterfell really quickly from the wall. Or if they're saying
it took a whole episode of season 1.
Or if they're actually using like actual logic and saying it's taking the Army of the Dead a long time to get south, so that it's been like a week or 2 weeks or maybe like 3 weeks, because it takes like I think I think they said it takes like a month
Yeah.
in season 1 from Winterfell to the Wall.
It does.
A month. So like I think they're
Shocking, I know. Things take time to get places.
I think they're operating on that logic.
It's almost like half of season 1 was from Winterfell to King's Landing.
Yes. Yep. Yep. It's really funny. So I think what they're saying is like it's been like 2 or 3 weeks. That's what I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt that they actually understand geography and time. You know, and just say that, you know,
It's
yes.
not been the case.
Yes, they have said that it's at least 2 weeks after the end of season 7. That's what I will operate on until they prove me otherwise. I don't know what else happens.
Dude,
Last Hearth, the image of the kid with this. They bring the spiral back.
that fucking spiral.
They had the spiral in season 1, episode 1. Then they have the spiral in that flashback or that vision where they show the Night King being made.
Yeah.
And then now it's here. And then Beric Dondarrion says a line that, like, really... Okay, you have to explain what the spiral is now.
It's showed up too many times.
Well, no. In season 1, episode 1, you see that, and it's, like, part of... Like, it's mysterious.
Yeah.
And you don't have, like, full context for the White Walkers. And then when it shows up when they make the Night King, it's like, oh... That's an interesting reference to season 1, and it kind of pays off like, oh, maybe that was the signal, like... So that was the signal, like, the Night King was created, and this is the signal, like, we're back.
Yeah.
But now, since he's leaving it, like, with body parts, like, in fucking, like, households of the Seven Kingdoms, and Beric Dondarrion... And it's not like they don't reference it. They're just like, oh, that's weird shit. Beric Dondarrion legit points his sword and says, that is a message from the Night King.
Yeah.
So you have to tell me what he is trying to say with that, unless you're literally trying to say, it's scary.
That's what it is.
That's what it is. That's what it actually is. But if this was actually good storytelling, that would mean that they have to explain what the symbol means. But they won't, or like what the Night King is trying to say, because he's not a character, and he's not going to have one because we don't have enough time. Because we only have 5 episodes left of the whole show.
Of the whole fucking
The
show.
whole show.
And yeah, I know the next episodes are like really long.
And it's a battle.
It's a battle.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I'll say one thing. The next episode is written by Brian Cogman. It might be a bit better. But then we get...
Then it's all Benioff and Weiss.
And the last episode is directed by Benioff and Weiss, which is...
Oh, God.
Really scary.
Yeah, that's...
Have they ever directed before?
I don't know.
Again, we don't know.
I don't think they... Not for the show.
I'm checking. You keep talking. I'm gonna check on this.
Yeah, but it's... I don't know, man. It's like... It's woof. I don't get it.
It's big oof. Oh, okay, so Dan Weiss did 2 Swords,
which was pretty good.
Which was good.
Pretty good. So one of them did 1 episode. Okay. No, this is research purposes. I remember when Tim Van Patten worked on the show.
They did 1 episode.
One of them did one
episode, and then now they're
doing the big finale.
So,
good luck.
Overall, I think this was okay.
For the standards the show is at, this was a okay opening.
Characters need to have conversations. Characters are
there's a lot of things that needs to happen, but like overall, like ending with Jaime and Bran, like I actually felt a little something move in my heart because Nikolai Coster-Waldau is like one of the only actors who consistently gives a shit. Yeah, the whole time.
I agree.
Like gives his full effort.
He's the one who is like, I'm gonna try,
and then like Bran's not great, but I think like if the next episode's kind of like the arc of Jaime, like Nikolai Coster-Waldau, I'm like, well, maybe this could be good, even though they're literally just on the same set as it's like. The same framing as like with Littlefinger, and it's like, oh, what if we just kill you? Yeah. And Daenerys is like, yeah, you killed my dad, and it's like,
he's an asshole.
Are you serious? Yeah, just Jaime's like, he's like, yeah, you killed the Mad King. Are you serious? But I don't know. That could be dramatic. Do you think they'll kill Jaime? No, they won't.
I am of the opinion they should have killed off Jaime end of last season whenever he stood up to Cersei.
Yeah.
Because, like, it felt like that was a good moment where, like, he fucked up. He disobeyed the queen. He's gone
his
too
moment
far.
of redemption is turning against this woman who's controlled him and made him do things that, out of love, that he probably wouldn't or shouldn't do. Or...
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to keep watching, but...
Well, we have to.
We've
committed to watching it. Even though I didn't watch all of season 7, I watched, like, half the episodes.
Did you really?
Yeah, I watched half the episodes and listened to summaries and stuff about the rest.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know
there
that.
were 7 episodes, I watched, like, 5.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
I've seen all of it.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, this is not worth my time.
You should rewatch the other.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I don't know if I... Oh.
Alright, everybody. We didn't like it.
We didn't like it, but it wasn't the worst the show has ever been.
No.
So, you know what? Props to you guys.
No, yeah.
If they can by every episode increase the quality by each season going backwards, the last episode may be good.
Yep.
if like the next episode, if this was season 7, next episode season 6, then season 5, 4, 3, 2, and then, well, I guess they only have 6 episodes, but like season, let's just jump one and just get season 2. It'll be like, oh, it's a good episode.
Yeah.
I think the last episode is going to be like an hour and 30 minutes though.
You want to look at episode lengths?
Real quick.
Yeah, real quick. Not my work schedule.
No, it's the same thing.
Game of Thrones.
Can we do that? Are you serious? Oh, the episode lengths are revealed. Nice. Okay, so, and this is what we're gonna have to. So.
Wait a second. Is there a list, or is it just?
It's okay. Okay.
Okay.
That's not true.
Yeah, 54 minutes.
No. Oh, because the after episode thing. Sorry, I was counting that. Yeah. 54.
So 54. Episode 2 is 58. Episode 3 is 82.
Oof.
Episode 4 is 78. And the final 2 are both 80 minutes.
Okay. Okay. Christ. All right.
Christ on a fuck. Dude.
So I like the battle one next time is only 58, which makes sense because it's a battle.
Yeah.
But I think 82 is gonna like the episode 3 is where like this is what I predict. Episode 3 is where like it's all like this is the climax, kind of like this is where it all comes together. Like here's where the characters are. You know, the last 2 episodes are like wrapping it up. That's what I predict. Because they're already almost at Winterfell, the Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
So the next episode is the battle episode. They can't, like, run away and then fight the Night King again. There has to be, like, some kind of resolution.
Characters will die next episode.
Or they should.
Or they should.
Anyway, we'll be doing that next week.
Probably on Monday.
I like how we went almost as long as the episode. I thought this was going to take, like, 30 minutes. But we actually went through all the scenes.
Yeah.
Which I think was good.
It helps that I have part of a summary.
I didn't look at it. I actually
No, I needed some help. I kind of. It's all the same droll, boring, fucking color palette, and
I get that it's supposed to be winter, but it's like
Jesus.
The earlier seasons felt so much more. Like even the weirwood. I remember like in season 1 where the weirwood was like really colorful when Ned Stark was in the grove and shit like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
Why do people like this show?
Well, I mean, I kind of get why. I just don't think that they critically think about a lot of these issues. Because in their minds, it's like, this is the way the show's always been. And I'm like, well, kind of, but it was a bit more better and consistent.
A bit more gooder.
Again, like, the shitty thing is, like, now when I went back, was going through, because there was that bit where I was trying to go with Nathan, and we got to, like, season 2, episode 4. And even then, there was stuff in it where I'm like, oh, well, like, show's just appreciated upon rewatch, which sucks. Like, there's just shit in it where I'm just like, oh, I see, like, the flaws with this a bit more now. Because the magic's kind of gone.
Yeah.
And, like, stuff where, like, if the way it pays off makes it shitty now. Because you go back and you're like, oh, that's terrible. You know, like, everything with Taisha just pisses me off. Because it's like, oh, you, like, mention her every season. And
so the episode we just watched,
yeah,
I have seen so many times. Because...
yeah.
It's how season 7 opened. It's how 6 opened. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's how 5 opened. Where we have to be like...
A little bit. The pacing was like season 5's opener. Where it's like, we just had this big climax, so we gotta like really slow it the fuck down. Because their pacing like really drags.
Or just like everybody has to be like, hey, you're a character. Hey, so are you. Hey, remember you. Hey, what's up? Oh, remember this thing? Like next episode is like. It happened last season where like episode 1 I was like, oh, that's a bit weird how it's kind of like reintroducing, but wait till the next episode. And then like I kept waiting for a good episode and it never came.
When was the battle episode in season 7 again? Was that 2 or was that 3? I think that was 3, right?
It
that's
was
the big Lannister train getting attacked.
That was 4. That's Spoils of War, I believe.
Oh, that's 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think there was like stuff before that. Remember the Tyrells? No. Sorry.
Remember Raymore? Wait. Okay, so remind me, where's Robin? Aaron? Where'd he go? Where are all these characters?
Where's Robin?
Although
Aaron?
once you have characters like literally take a season off or like in their main character, at that point like who gives a fuck, right?
I'm looking over last season and I'm just like, wow.
And the Spoils of War, yeah.
Remember the Dornishman?
No. I like how last season was like, we're gonna wipe this Dorn from the face of the earth.
Also, why was Peter Dinklage top billed this season?
Because he's Peter Dinklage.
All right.
I mean,
everybody.
Yeah, Newscape Pod. Have a good one.
Yeah.
If you're watching Game of Thrones with us, watch it Sunday or Monday, and then we'll review it next Monday.